So, thoughts on survival, guys. We'll go over the talents first, and then I'll go over kind of what I think about the rotation and how some abilities play into the rotation. So, I'm not going to go over the 45 and 75 talents. These are the same for every single hunter spec. These are interchangeable to whatever you kind of want the playstyle to be. So 45 and 75, you're definitely going to want to change these around based on who you're going against / who you're trying to attack and all of that jazz. But I'll go over the main talents. Viper's Venom, Raptor Strike has a chance to make your next Serpent Sting cost no focus and deal additional 300% additional damage. Serpent Sting being this ability, fired poison tipped arrow at an enemy, dealing 311 nature damage and instantly an additional 1,456 damage over 10.5 seconds. 300% increased damage initial is the same as all the damage over time, so this is probably going to be the best talent for PvP/PvE. In terms of engagement, this is going to be the best talent for leveling. Harpoon, which we have in live right now, is pretty much generates 40 focus over 10 seconds, killing an enemy, resets the cooldown of Harpoon. Harpoon deals 1,429 damage, generates 40 focus. So it's pretty much just going to do damage. 1,000 damage is pretty much the same as all the damage. That's damage over time from Serpent Sting and Raptor Strike. So it's going to be hitting as hard as a Raptor Strike and will reset the cooldown. So this is going to be the best for leveling. Just does do extra damage and resets the cooldown of it. And then there's Alpha Predator. Don't really think this is the best right now. It does give you kill command with 2 charges, but generates 15 focus, deals 30% additional damage. 30% increased damage will make this hit for 400, which is definitely the lowest hitting out of all my abilities. So it's going to be between Turns Engagement or Viper's Venom. Personally, I'll probably take Viper Venom a lot. For the 30 row, Butchery seems like it's kind of horrible now. It would be good in AoE, I suppose, since we don't really have an AoE ability. I don't think we have Carve anymore, do we? Haven't really looked. I don't see a Carve. So I'd say Flurry would be good in AoE situations where you definitely need to get that AoE damage off, but other than that, there's Hydra's Tactic. Hydra's Bite. Serpent Sting fires arrows at 2 additional enemies near your target, and its damage over time is increased by 10%. I feel like Viper's Venom and Hydra's Bite would be very strong together. With the 300% increase of initial damage with Hydra's Bite, that'll be 3 arrows going out for 300% additional damage. So keep that in mind. Guerrilla Tactics, Wildfire Bomb now has 2 charges and the initial explosion deals 100% increased damage. You're more going for the 2 charges here rather than the initial damage increase. For the 60 talent, I think Blood Seeker is probably the best just because it gives your kill command a bleed. Murder of Crows, obviously doing the same thing Murder of Crows has always done, is an execute. Resets the cooldown. Not an actual execute, but if someone dies, it resets the cooldown above the ability. Then Steel Trap does the same thing as it does in live, which does just do bleed damage. So out of all these, I feel like Steel Trap, if you can really land that, will be the best, but people can just walk around that, so that's why I'm not probably going to take that talent. Murder of Crows, if you want the reset / damage over time on that, will probably be very strong there, but if you don't want to run those 2 talents, I would suggest Bloodseeker, because it just does give you extra attack speed for every bleeding enemy within 12 yards, and will give you your kill command a somewhat decent bleed effect, which will do more damage than the actual kill command itself. For the 90 talent, I feel like Tip of the Spear and Mongoose Bite are completely useless. Kill command increases the damage of your next Raptor Strike by 15%, stacking up to 3 times. It's very hard to stack this up to 3 times, and that's only a 45% increase to your Raptor Strike, which is, I mean, it's decent damage, but it's not anything too notable. Mongoose Bite, 755 physical damage. So what happens with Mongoose Bite and Raptor Strike right now? Mongoose Fury, increase the damage of Mongoose Bite by 20% for 14 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. Excessive attacks do not increase the duration. So, starting, no stacks, 755. To get to 100 stacks, which is, or not 100 stacks, to get to 100% increased damage, that's 5 stacks. 5 stacks just to get about the same damage as a Raptor Strike. If they maybe buff this to where it's actually just starting at the same damage as Raptor Strike and then gets buffed up to 100% that, then it might be useful. But right now in beta, It does less damage than Raptor Strike, and you have to get it up to 5 stacks for it to do the same amount of damage as Raptor Strike, slash a little bit more. So I think it's pretty useless right now. Flanking Strike is probably your best ability. Generates 30 focus for you and your pet. Gives you a 15-yard range and gives you a leap to a target. So you'll see here, me and my pet are just away from the pet. Or me and my pet are away from the target. Once I use Flanking Strike, we do jump to the target and generate 30 focus. So that's probably going to be the best talent there for PvP. For PvE, maybe that too as well will give you just extra focus and does give you a gap closer. But I feel like Tip of the Spear might be better for PvE, but right now I feel like it's going to be between Tip of the Spear and Flanking Strike. Personally, for PvP, I'm going to be taking Flanking Strike most of the time. For PvE, you might want to try Tip of the Spear. I don't really know. It's up to you right there. And then for the 100 talent, Birds of Prey, Raptor Striking your pet's target. It sends the duration of Coordinated Assault, which is your damage cooldown, by 1 second. So whenever you use Raptor Strike, you're going to get a 1 second increase to your 20-second damage increase, or you get a 20% damage increase for 20 seconds. Raptor Striking once whenever you have that up will increase the window of that by 1 second. This also gives you a chance to reset the cooldown of Kill Command. If you need the focus, then you should use this. Shock Rams, don't think it's that great. I feel like the best thing here is actually going to be Wildfire Infusion. It does add a lot of layers to the playstyle of this. Lace your Wildfire Bomb with an extra ability slash property or whatever, randomly giving it one of the following enhancements each time you throw it. Shrapnel pierces, Shrapnel Bomb. Shrapnel pierces the targets, causing Raptor Strike and Butchery to apply a bleed for 9 seconds and stacks up to 3 times. Pheromone Bomb will reset the cooldown of Kill Command by 100%. And Volatile Bomb basically causes you to do extra damage and resets the cooldown of your Surf and Sting. So, pretty much what I'd suggest talent-wise here. I'll go over the rotation, kind of explain why I pick certain talents. So, you're just going to start out with a Surf and Sting, and you'll see there I already got the Viper thing. So 300% increased damage. It's going to hit for 31,000, and then Kill Command is now a focus generator. Pretty much, Kill Command and Flanking Strike are now focus generators instead of focus dumps. You're going to use that. You'll see it has, okay, it has Shrapnel. So the Shrapnel debuff does have the bleed on him. Going to use that Surf and Sting, get the dot on him, use Kill Command again because it got its cooldown reset. You'll see here I have another bomb, Volatile Bomb, will reset the cooldown of Surf and Sting, and does do extra damage. I'm going to keep on using these abilities. Just going to use Raptor Strike. You're going to kind of want to spread your Raptor Strike out around your Kill Command and all that jazz. You'll see here that is a Shrapnel Bomb, so I should have actually just Raptor Striked there a lot more. You'll see this is a Surf and I don't even know. It's the Poison Bomb. I'll call it Poison Bomb, Bleed Bomb, and Pheromone Bomb. You'll see this next one's the Pheromone Bomb, so I'm actually just going to dump all of my whatever it's called, focus, and use Kill Command to generate all of it back up. You'll see there I just Kill Commanded like no other. So that's kind of the playstyle of Survival Hunter. You're definitely playing around your bombs a lot more. You'll see here I'll use that again. Does refresh the duration of Surf and Sting and does do extra damage. Gonna use the proc on my Surf and Sting there as well. Use this Kill Command and Flanking Strike to get up all my focus. Use Surf and Sting right there because it's free. Use this. Use the Shrapnel Bomb. And that's the Pheromone Bomb. Actually, my bad. Scorching Pheromones. Yep, I'm just retarded. So, again here, I do have the Poison Bomb. Gonna use the Poison Bomb. Refreshes the duration of Surf and Sting and does do extra damage. Between your bombs, you're just going to want to use Raptor Strike and Kill Commands, never over capping on focus, never getting too low on focus. If you use Kill Command and you do happen to generate a lot of focus, then use it. Whenever you have the Shrapnel Bomb, you just want to dump 3 Raptor Strikes onto the target to get those 3 bleed stacks. It is kind of hard to get those 3 bleed stacks up, so kind of be wary of that. You also never want your Surf and Sting to run off. Definitely let that run off for some reason. I believe this is the Pheromone Bomb, so again here, just going to Kill Command, generate all my focus. You'll see there I got all my focus back. Going to reapply my Surf and Sting. Going to use Kill Command to generate more focus. You'll see here I have my Shrapnel Bomb up here soon, so I'm going to use Shrapnel Bomb and then dump 3 Raptor Strikes into the target to get the bleeds up. You'll see 3 Raptor Strikes there. Use that, so now I have those 3 bleeds up. And the kill command does have a chance to just reset off of itself, 25% chance actually. So, that's kind of the rotation here. And you'll see here I do have a pheromone bomb, so I'm going to dump all my raptor strikes and dump all my focus, and then I'm going to use the pheromone bomb, and then I'm going to kill command just to generate all my focus again. And that's about it. That's about it, guys. So, I feel like tip of the spear. Kill command increase the damage of your next raptor strike by 15%, stacking up to 3 times. It might be good in the fact that whenever you have pheromone bomb, it will just increase the damage of your raptor strike by 45%. And that's the very strong part of it. Other than that, whoops, didn't mean to jump off. I feel like flanking strike, it's just a ton of damage, generates 30 focus, gives you gap closer. I feel like flanking strike will be better for PvP. Tip of the spear will be better for PvE. Viper's Venom definitely just hits your makes your Servant Sting hit for a decent amount, 300% additional increased initial damage. It's not going to affect the damage over time at all, but it will make your initial damage of Servant Sting hit for something considerable. Honor Talents, the same thing as like ever really, just that. Honor Talents are the same thing in current Legion live, so it's pretty much up to your preference right there. And of course you're going to be changing Honor Talents based on what you're trying to counter / play against. Viper's Venom and Hydra's Bite will synergize very well in Mythics Plus. Will make your Servant Sting hit multiple targets. Wildfire Bomb will have 2 chars if you take Guerrilla Tactics. Guerrilla Tactics with Wildfire Infusion seems like the best choice here, honestly. Natural Mending, 45 and 75 row, you can pick whatever based on however you want to play. I feel like the 60 row, I like Bloodseeker just because it's extra damage, you don't really have to think about it. Murder of Crows if you want that damage over time when the target is low, and Steel Trap if you think you can land that ballsy big damage trap. Outside of that, I feel like this is the talents I'm going to be running if I do play this on live. Viper's Venom, just because it makes your Servant Sting hit for initial damage. Initial damage 300% increase. It's going to be very strong. Guerrilla Tactics just for the 2 wildfire bombs / shrapnel bombs, whatever you want to call it. For the bombs, extra bomb procs and initial damage increase. Natural Mending, I just like it because it gives you your only heals from Exhilaration now, and will reduce the cooldown of Exhilaration for every 20 focus you spend. Bloodseeker, because I just don't like to think... I don't like using my Brave Knight PvP, so this is just extra damage and increased attack speed for everyone that bleeds. Born to be Wild just for the reduced cooldown of your Aspect of the Turtle and Aspect of the Eagle. By the way, Aspect of the Eagle gives you a 40-yard range on your Raptor Strike. Should probably show you guys that. Gonna feign death here. If only I could mount. You have not collected this mount. Lovely. So I'll show you guys here. The range of Raptor Strike is like that. And I just send a Poison Eagle at that guy for some reason. And you can kind of play like a range class now. So that's life now. That's Survival Hunter now, guys. And this is just, while Coordinated Assault is active, Kill Command's chance to reset is increased by 25%. So whenever you use this, you're going to have a more chance to reset the cooldown of Kill Command, which will synergize very well Tip of the Spear, which gives you 50% increased damage of your next Raptor Strike whenever you use Kill Command. And this has a low cooldown, by the way. So you're pretty much going to be taking Born to be Wild all the time. I don't see reason to take any of these other 2 talents actually as levels in the 75 row, because reduced cooldown on a ranged attack when you're a melee thing will be very strong. So that's kind of my thoughts on Survival Hunter. Let me know what you guys think. Again, these are the talents I'm probably going to be running. Tip of the Spear. Tip of the Spear or Flanking Strike would be your choice for the 90 talent. 100 row talents, I'm always going to be taking Wildfire Infusion because it does add an extra kind of layer to the playstyle of Survival Hunter. I will take Bloodseeker just for the extra damage and attack speed, Guerrilla Tactics for the 2 charges on the bombs, and Viper's Venom just for the increased initial damage to your Servant Sting. And Honor Talents, you change those according to what you are trying to play against. So that's my thoughts on Survival Hunter in the Battle for Azeroth beta, guys. Alright, what do we want to play next? That's the question.